Hello, hello. All right, I am your host tonight, Gigi Howard, and welcome to Every Library Live during Library Lovers Week 2026. This week, we are celebrating the joy of discovering your next read at your library, whether it's an ebook, an audiobook, or just like a good old-fashioned book. Librarians want to help you connect with reading for fun, education, and discovery. Every library is the nation's political action committee dedicated to supporting librarians, libraries, and the freedom to read through advocacy and public policy. Every library wants to see a future where American libraries are well funded and free from censorship. All week long, we're celebrating libraries with live conversations featuring best-selling and award-winning authors across all genres. Please join us in this work as donors and activists at libraryloversweek.org. All right, once again, my name is Gigi Howard. I am the host of the podcast Drinks in the Library, where every week I interview a guest about their favorite book and we pair it with a drink. All right, let's get started. I'm going to introduce our guest tonight. First, I'm going to bring on Colleen Delaney. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, how are you?
So good. All right, so Colleen, you are an author, librarian, gardener, and occasional baker. You like being outside in every season except winter, which we're all praying is coming to an end. You prefer to enjoy the outside from a window, and currently living on the shores of the Great Lake near Chicago with your husband and 4 time-consuming children. I almost said all-consuming children, but it's time-consuming.
Kind of.
The Witches of Star Island Book 4. It's called Warlocks Get Witched, and it's coming out March 31st, 2026. So
It is. I'm very excited.
that's so awesome. Okay. All right. Also tonight here with us is Amy Woodruff. Hi. Amy. All right. Hi. Amy is an author, librarian, and storyteller born and raised in Texas. Amy graduated from Texas A&M with a degree in telecommunications media studies. She later obtained a master's in library media and currently works as an elementary librarian in Dallas with your husband and twin dogs. Is that correct?
Yes, they are our little twins. They're from the same litter and they're identical and obsessed with each other.
Oh, I did not know about this. This is awesome.
Yes, I love them. They're locked out of the room right now, though.
My cat is somewhere outside. She might start mewing, but we're going to fingers crossed. Okay. All right. Amy has always been passionate about telling stories and writing. She can't wait to share all of the adventures living in her mind with readers. Of Fate and Fury, the second book in the Blood and Curses series, is coming out June 2nd, 2026. Congratulations.
Yay, thank you. I'm super excited.
Yay. Okay. I want to jump on the librarian thing because I'm so excited about it, but I've never interviewed 2 librarians at the same time. But let's talk about the books first. I'll calm down. All right. Colleen, I'm going to start with you. All right. Tell us all about Warlocks Get Witched. The Bay sisters, I've heard they're quite enchanting, so I want to hear all about it.
Thank you. So Warlocks Get Witched is the 4th book in the Witches of Star Island series. I've got the first 3 right here. The Hedge Witch, Bewitching Rosemary, and Hauntings and House Witchery. Each book follows a different one of the Bay sisters. The entire series follows this time period in their lives where there is this prophecy that they're all going to meet their soulmates, but also really terrible things are going to happen at the same time. And so in the 4th book, we're following the youngest sister, Sage Bay, and she's like, the weirdest way I like to describe her is she's a sarcastic farmer. She's a harvest witch. She really doesn't want to interact with people. She likes her sisters, no one else. And then she's at the farmer's market one day working and sees her soulmate. And her soulmate is this guy who's like a very quiet librarian. And they're pretty much like opposites attracting. And then a lot of stuff ends up happening with this other family trying to kind of steal the powers the Bay Witches have. And the 2 of them have to move past it. Each of the books features, this is kind of like the hallmark of the series, a spell in which the 2 main characters go view one of their past lives where they can see when they were in love in a different time. And it features heavily in this book. So if you read the first 3 and liked the past life sections, you probably really love Warlocks Get Witched.
Okay. Which sister do you identify the most with?
So I actually identify the most with Lavender, whose book is last. It's not coming out till the fall because she is the oldest of the 5 sisters and I am the oldest of 5 children.
Okay.
And my younger siblings give me a lot of anxiety and her younger siblings give her a lot of anxiety.
I feel that I'm the oldest as well, so I understand. So what sparked this series for you? Like, what was your first idea that came
so I actually love telling that story because it's really, really weird. It was summer 2019 and my kids were very, very little because I have 4 kids very close together in age. And I think it was like a Friday night and I just said to my husband, I just need to go for a drive. And it started storming really badly. And I was driving kind of by Lake Michigan when it was storming really badly. And then all of a sudden I was just like, I should write a book about witches. And then I just drove around for like 2 hours thinking about these plots and these characters. And I went home and made like a bunch of crazy outlines. And yeah, that was how it started.
And now you're writing books about witches who have past lives that are now coming back. So, I mean, I'm just saying, maybe your past life was coming back to you in that moment.
I'm a huge believer in past lives.
Okay.
And I saw a psychic once who told me that I was really good friends with my grandma in a past life and that there's a picture of us together. But I've never found anything that like looks like me and my grandma.
Okay.
I'm supposedly wearing a polka dot dress in the picture.
Keep looking.
Maybe I'll find it someday.
Yes. Yes. The truth exists for sure. All right, Amy, I want to take some time to talk about of Fate and Fury, the latest book, and then and also we can talk about the first book in the series as well.
Right. So, Of Fate and Fury is book 2 in Blood and Curses, and book 1 of Kingdoms and Curses really focuses on Bridget. She's a girl trapped in this cursed Fey realm where humans lose their memories, and she's forced into a dangerous tournament to win a prince and hopefully her freedom, and also break the curse on herself so she can remember her past life before she got to this Fate realm. Now, I feel like Of Fate and Fury, I might have some spoilers for Of Kingdoms and Curses, but it will follow Bridget again and another point of view from the Fey Prince sister. So you can see there'll be more storylines added in that one.
Okay, we don't want to get into spoilers for that, so I'm gonna take us back a little bit. I'm getting like someone enters the tournament for something. It's sort of reminding me of what the Cinderella story that was adapted like in the 2000s. Like, what was your inspiration for writing this book? Like, what are the vibes?
I mean, I've always loved romantasy, and I knew I always wanted to write a romantasy, but really the idea, as weird and cliche as it is, I had a dream one night, and it turned out kind of nothing like the dream. It was a girl trapped in a magical house trying in this like bachelor competition, and that kind of turned into Of Kingdoms and Curses, because I kind of turned the house into an actual magical land.
Okay. Yeah. Who was your favorite bachelor or bachelorette? Do you have a preference?
Ooh. I mean, I really liked like the old school ones. Mm-hmm. Like I love Trista and Ryan.
Yeah.
That was like, she was the first bachelorette.
Yeah.
And then I really loved the selection series, which has that kind of bachelor vibes too. I think I love that series even more so than The Bachelor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bachelor in Paradise is very good as well.
Yes, I do love that one too.
Sorry, I'm getting off track. You just brought up romantasy, Amy. We are in such a romantasy moment, right? I'd be very curious to hear from both of you. Like, what's it like to be a writer writing in this genre? Amy, do you want to start?
Sure. I mean, the community is amazing. I think that's one of the best parts of being a romantasy writer is I've been able to connect with so many other authors, and everyone's so supportive and encouraging. And I've just found a really great group of authors to connect with and really help me through the writing process and figuring out the publishing process as well. And there's so many great stories out there. I just love all of them, especially just reading all of them too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Colleen, what's your experience like been?
So I think it's really fun right now. Mainly, I think back a lot like when I was 20, which was a long time ago. And I loved fantasy, but it was kind of hard sometimes to find fantasy with a strong romance plot. And even if you did find it, it might end like really tragic. And so like when I think about like what I was reading, like around the year 2000-ish, and like the beginning of the aughts, I loved a lot of those books, but it was really like a crapshoot whether or not you pick up a fantasy. Is there going to be any romance? Is there going to be a happy ending? And now it's like there's a whole subgenre that can guarantee you're finding what you're looking for, which I think is really nice for readers who want both a heavy romance and a heavy fantasy line.
Yeah. Yeah. And are there any like misconceptions that you would like to correct about romantasy, especially, or romance in general? I think is also the same vibe.
Romance, I would just say that I do have readers who will be like, will you promise this ends happily? I'm like, yes, it's part of the genre.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some peril, but I promise it will be okay at the end.
Amy, what about you?
I mean, I think just that they can be for everyone too. I mean, I still have lots of guys that read my books, and I know a lot of my guy friends who do read romanticides, and I feel like sometimes it kind of gets put down as a woman only thing. And I try to write for everyone, so guys can enjoy romance too.
Yes, we're standing on this today.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So with like all the ACOTAR and Fourth Wing excitement, I mean, have you seen publishing change and what publishers are looking for around romantasy or your books? Is it tougher? Is it easier to sell? What do you think?
I think it might. I mean, it is a little tougher. I mean, there's a lot out there. I think the most I've noticed is, which I think is great, a lot of self-published authors who are now getting picked up and getting pushed and getting all this distribution. And I think that's awesome. I think in the last few years, I've really noticed that change of how publishing works. And it's not always the traditional route that we're used to.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Colleen, what do you think?
So I'm just jumping on the indie publishing. I'm actually a combination author. So I'm both traditionally and indie published. I do both. And I do think it's a really nice avenue, indie publishing, just because not every, like my other series that I write it would never be picked up by a traditional publisher because they're 150 to 200 page books. So they're just like a shorter, and they're more paranormal than romantasy. And I do think that that's like such a great avenue for some authors to take, that if you are writing maybe a length that's not necessarily going to be accepted by traditional publishing, or if you're writing in a subgenre, there's so many, publishing is so cyclical with what they're interested in. Like romantasy is having a huge moment right now, but like a little while ago, it was like all like YA dystopian, which isn't really having a moment anymore. So it's nice that we have indie publishing so that writers can always find their readers.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good to have both too. And it's been so great to see kind of like the rise of indie publishing as well as like an option for people who want to do both, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's go to your writing process a little bit. Colleen, like you wake up in the morning, you're right in the chair, you're typing away. What does it look like?
So I wake up in the morning, it's a solid 2 hours before I can sit down and work because I have to get my kids to school. So
yeah,
like a long time. If you are familiar with how writers classify themselves, I'm a big planner. So I heavily outline everything I write. I never write without an outline. That's kind of when I get like a brainstorm idea, I'm not the type of person who writes a few chapters, I'm like, okay, time to write an outline. So I have tons of outlines of stuff that I've never actually followed through with. But I tend to be very planned with what I work. Like I make a schedule for every week. I'm working on this each day. I try to work for a little while in the morning, a little while in the afternoon, and then chaos happens at 3 o'clock when the kids get home from school. But I'm very much a planner. I really stick with the outline. And I should say I stick with my outline, but then, my books can change heavily. I always like to say the first draft of Bewitching Rosemary was a wildly different book than what it ended up being. So I do edit quite heavily, but I'm a very structured writer, which is interesting. Before I published, I wasn't like that at all. I would just kind of let the muse take me and stay up till like 4 a.m. writing and all that. Pitched all those books. None of those books ever got published. So this works way better for me.
Well, I love that, finding your way and like figuring out what works for you, because I think a lot of times we all want to subscribe to like, you do X, Y, and Z, and you'll be success. And it's not, it's what works for you. So love to hear that. Amy, how about you?
I'm kind of the opposite. I don't think I'm a complete pantser. I mean, I will do like a brief outline, but most of the time I just kind of go with it. I mean, my big thing is I have to start at the beginning and then I have to go in order. And then like I can't like jump between scenes. I have to go in order. I only have like a brief outline, and most of the time, just because I do work in an elementary school, especially this time of year with testing, it gets kind of crazy. A lot of my writing takes place in the summertime. Like summertime is like when I buckle down and get it done. So most of the time that's where all the magic happens. On the weekends sometimes too. But I think for the next book after A Fate and Fury, I think I locked myself in a room for like 2 weeks during the summer and just like tried to get most of it done, which is probably not the healthiest thing, but it got done. So
yeah,
I
made it work.
Summer
it worked.
Because summer's when I have no time.
Yeah, it's opposite.
I want to talk about like if we're recommending y'all's series to their ideal reader, like who we're all librarians, right? So who would be the ideal reader for your book series?
I think anyone who really loves romance, loves adventure, really wants to be taken on a journey and likes plot twists and cliffhangers. If that's your jam. And so
I always pitch mine as if you wish practical magic was spicy.
Oh, I love that.
Not the book. The magical realism.
Yes.
If you wish the movie Practical Magic was spicy, that's kind of what my series is.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you like historical romance, but maybe you don't want to read an entire historical romance, because each one of these books has a historical romance within it when they go into the past.
Yeah.
So I say like The Hedge Witch is like Practical Magic and Pillars of the Earth together.
That is a great combo right
Yes.
there.
Bewitching Rosemary, Practical Magic, and the TV show Vikings. It's all like
I'm loving the vibes. I wanted to talk a little bit about y'all's experience as being like a librarian. Like, why did you decide to go to library school? Who wants to go first?
I can go. Oh,
sorry.
Okay, I'll go. I've always loved reading and writing. It's always been one of my passions. And I taught second grade for about 4 years. And then I started grad school, and it just seemed, when I was choosing, what I wanted to do outside the classroom, it just seemed like the most natural thing to do. And once I started the classes, I just fell in love with it. I mean, it's seriously my dream job. It's great. I love going to school every day. And yeah, there's some days that are really hard, but I love getting to connect with the kids and getting to see and help grow their love of reading early before, and sending them off to middle school and high school with already that love of reading. I think that's really important. If you love to read, then you won't have problems, reading all the assigned work if you've already fallen in love with it.
Yeah. Colleen, what about you?
So in my 20s, I had a lot of different sort of like bookish careers. First, I worked for a small press, and then I worked at an indie bookstore for a long time. And I really liked working at the indie bookstore, but I kind of found myself at like a little bit of a crossroads. I knew I wanted to work with books, but I didn't want to move to New York. And this is obviously before everything was virtual. And I had been like fighting becoming a teacher my entire life. I think because my mom told me I should be a teacher, and I was like, absolutely not. And then one of my friends was like, would you ever think about being a librarian? And then I was like, oh, actually, that's probably like a perfect job for me is to be a librarian. So so I went to library school, and then loved it, loved all my classes, decided to go the children's lit or the children's services route, and was elementary school librarian for a little while, and then switched to children's services and public libraries.
Okay. Well, lovely. I am a public librarian, just a heads up. So I've never been in the schools though. So, but I feel like we all have very similar experiences. And like, what are some misconceptions that y'all think that people have about libraries and librarians?
So I feel like I just had this the other day, especially with, I don't know, maybe it's just with elementary, of thinking that I'm just there to check out books and I don't do anything else. I mean, I have 55-minute classes every day with every grade level. We're doing media literacy, we're doing technology, we're doing coding. And I mean, we're also doing read alouds, and we're also checking out books. But I think the biggest misconception I get is that, well, aren't you just there to check out books? What else are y'all doing in the library? So I think that's the biggest one. And I just had a parent say that to me last week during the book fair. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, sorry. We all get it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think the big misconception also is like the libraries are quiet, particularly because I've always worked in children's departments. I know that there are sections of the library that are quiet, but most of the libraries I've worked in are not quiet. There's a lot of conversation going on and a lot of different stuff and story time and playtime and helping people with computers and all that. I like that you said the thing about what my program that I did my master's through, they were big on maybe we should start calling libraries information centers because of all the media stuff that happens there now.
Yeah.
And also I would just say that like a lot of people think being a librarian is like a super idyllic job. Like what to be a librarian, and like it is work and there's some hard stuff too.
I know. I feel like the traditional like library things you think a librarian does, I don't have time to actually do. Those are the things that kind of get left to the back burner, like the shelving and checking in books, stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, I always say, like, if I could just be a walking PSA, it would just be that librarians do not read all day. Like, we don't have time. Like, that's off duty. So if anyone's watching that, there's my little soapbox moment. Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful field, and I'm just so glad to have y'all here with us tonight, and also all the viewers out there who are supporting libraries with every library, loving it. I also wanted to ask y'all, you know, at this point in your career, for writers that are watching, working on their own craft, like what is something that you would tell them at their very beginning, maybe that you would tell to your younger self?
Oh, I'd say don't be afraid to pivot, because my whole 20s, I wrote YA fantasy and it just didn't work and it didn't work. And then I actually wrote contemporary romance for a little while under a different name. And that didn't really work either. And then I realized, like, I'm just going to write the type of books that I read. And that worked. So I would say don't be afraid. Like, don't feel like you shoehorned yourself into a corner. Like, you can't change genres or even change the age group you're writing for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that.
I think mine would definitely be your journey is your own. And you don't know what's going on with anyone else, and that what's meant to happen for you will happen to you on your time. Just take your time, because I know sometimes I get bogged down with comparing, especially, our books came out at the same time and she's doing this and I'm not, or I'm doing this and she's not. I know this is something I struggle with as an author. So I just say, like, your journey's your own. Take your time.
Yeah. Don't compare to yourself to other people. I mean, you don't know their struggle. They don't know your struggle. All of that stuff is so true. And I wanted to take a minute to let y'all talk about your upcoming projects. What can we shine a spotlight on? Colleen, do you want to get us started?
Sure. I have a lot. So book 4, Warlocks Get Witched, comes out in March 31st. And then I can actually just do a title reveal right now if you want, because I got the okay that I can.
Oh, we love this.
I opened my title just to make sure I don't say it incorrectly. The book 5 in the Witches of Starland is coming out on September 1st, 2026. Yay. And it's called The Witch, the Baker, and the Curse Maker. And then I have a secret new series that's going to come out this year as well. That's an indie publish, but I haven't released anything on that. And I actually don't even have 100% firm title for it yet. So I'm not going to start that, but I have a very busy 2026 with most likely 3 releases.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about you, Amy?
So I have a Fate and Fury coming out June 2nd. And then the next one in the series, which is actually a novella, is going to come out a few months later. And then I'm working on the 3rd book in that series right now, and then starting a new series that I'm kind of just outlining. I'm trying the outlining thing for this one. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, now y'all can talk too. I mean, it's like you were saying earlier. I think Amy is just like so important to have community and have people you can reach out to. Yeah. And I love it. And also, like, you're at this point, like, what is like the publishing moment, like the getting it out there? What is that like for you? Do you love it, or do you wish you were writing?
Both. I mean, I love it. And then at the same time, I'm like, oh no, I need to write. I mean, it's all exciting. Yeah.
I always wish I was writing when I'm doing marketing stuff. I actually said to my husband, if I could give anyone who's like young on a writing path advice, I'd say take a marketing class in college, because I really wish I had done that. Because I feel like I'm terrible at marketing, and there's so much marketing that now with writing that comes hand in hand with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I could outsource all of my marketing and just write all day long, that would be perfect.
That's true. That would be the dream.
Yeah, that's the real dream.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, we're going to put it out there in the world that this is in y'all's near future. How about that?
Yes, I love it. Manifest it. Right?
Yes. I feel like we've all got a little woo-woo vibe, so we're down for it. All right. Well, Amy and Colleen, this was an absolute delight chatting with y'all tonight. Librarians and authors, I love it. I want to thank y'all for joining Every Library Live for Library Lovers Week. We hope you will turn in to the rest of the panels. It's going on all week, y'all. And it's on Every Library's Facebook and YouTube pages. Also, please check out Drinks in the Library, wherever you get your podcast. I'm coming up on my 100th episode. I'm just doing that plug. So thank you so much. And if you believe like I do in strong libraries and access to books for everyone, please donate to support Every Library's work at libraryloversweek.org. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so fun.
Thank you. Yeah, fun. Good night.